Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to Hold the Ball HCB. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the Indigenous Round that is upon us and why I think that the NRL should look into bringing in a Pasifika Maori Round that is to do with the people of the Pacific Islands as well as the Maori people of New Zealand. First things first though, I like the Indigenous Round. I like the Indigenous Round purely because that, the cultural vibe, the festivity, the clothes, the patterns, all that culture that we can see from this land of Australia. And I appreciate all the things that goes behind it. And I just think it's great. It's a great concept. It's great because it sort of puts the Aboriginal people as the centerpiece of the game for what they've done and what they'll continue to do from not now but in the future beyond. And I think that's great. And I think more of it needs to be done. And I don't want people to forget that as well. I think that's very important. And that's just purely talking about it from a cultural aspect, nothing else. I think it's good. I think it's awesome. Credit to the NRL for doing that. And in saying that, I also believe personally that I reckon the NRL should look into getting a Pasifika Māori round at the same time, which looks at celebrating the game's players from those backgrounds: Tongan, Samoan, Fijian, Cook Islander, Māori. Yeah, and the reason why I say this is because at the same time, we also need to understand that the NRL is now filled with, I believe, 60% plus of them are Pacific Islander and Maori heritage. We make up a large percent of that game, and we contribute to that game not only now, but we have done so in the past. And if you look at through the ranks coming up, a lot of the rookies coming up are Pacifica and Maori players who are just coming through the NRL, which is good to see. Again, another reason why is because I think it's great to include cultures, again, different cultures, and we all celebrate the international game where we see Samoa, we see Tonga, we see, the Maori, the Maori team, Fiji, and we love seeing those war dances and stuff. But I also think we should celebrate that. We should have them interweave with the NRL. There should be a round, say for example, round 15, 2022 or 23, a Pasifika and Maori round, where it's just, Pasifika design clothes and sort of go from there. And I get the arguments made by, well, it's Australia and New Zealand, Pasifika people are, I get it, but at the same time, it's sort of like, well, Pasifika people do contribute a large amount to the game, and Māori, the athletes, the NRL use the Pasifika athletes around, so why not sort of show that respect? We love seeing our Dev Vitas, we love seeing our Taukeahos, Taumaloros, we love seeing our Kalen Pongas run around. I'm just saying, how about we sort of acknowledge that the same way that the NRL has acknowledged the Indigenous game. And another thing as well is during the Indigenous round, you've got the celebration of the Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islanders, which is good. But it seems like the New Zealand Warriors are sort of thrown in the back burner, like the Māori people, at the same time. And you got to remember that these two nations here at play in the NRL, these Australia and these New Zealand. And it's not just solely the Australian team. In fact, there are even Aboriginals who play in the Warriors team. So if you're looking at it from that sort of lens, you've got to understand where I'm coming from. So I'm not trying to be controversial in my opinion here. I think it's more so just accepting the big melting pot that is the NRL, right? Culturally, that is in the NRL, whilst at the same time acknowledging the different sort of groups that are playing. Now, for me personally, hey, if you want to even divide that and go even further, to European-based players or to players of Asian, whatever, you do what you got to do, and that's okay. But I'm just saying, I just think for a game that has largely a Pacific Island and Māori base, I think there's people deserve some time as well to be reflected on, to be looked at, and to be sort of appreciated for their talents. So why not do that? We can start by the Warriors, the New Zealand Warriors. You got the Māori, Aotearoa, and then we can sort of just go from there. And I understand that, and I get that teams from Australia, they don't need to, obviously have their names pronounced in a Pasifika fashion. They don't need to do that. But if they can just have the clothing done, that would be cool. Every single NRL team has a player of Pacific Island or Māori heritage right now. I think it's only fair. Again, not trying to be political here, just telling you guys my opinions, my thoughts. Feel free to disagree. Tell me why you don't think it should be. And like I said, I've heard a few arguments. I get it. This is Australia, it's New Zealand, it's not Pacific Islanders. I get that one. But again, I'm just saying, well, if that is the case, then perhaps our players maybe stop using our players and putting them on the posters. And again, that might be a bit too harsh in itself, but you get what I mean. I think it's great. I think the Indigenous Round concept is great. Long may it live, long may it continue. But I also think that it's time to also look into hopefully bring up the Pasifika and Maori Round as well. People love seeing Pasifika athletes, every single team. If you're a fan of that team, you know that there's a Pasifika athlete in there or Maori athlete in there. Everyone loves seeing them on the posters and stuff. So, hey, why not celebrate them too? Their contribution to the game. I'm not trying to make a political statement of this. It's just more so simply for just, hey, why can't Pasifika and Māori be celebrated too and let them have their day as well? Because there's a lot coming through the ranks. Not that that means anything, but there's a lot coming through, and it'd be good to sort of share the love, so to speak. So that is my thoughts on it. Tell me what you guys think about it, and we'll just go from there. But thanks again for watching, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you guys next time, and just remember, if your team's about to lose that ball, what are you going to say? Hold the ball. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.